after probably like few minutes into it, we start building. He like, yo, this is something that needs to be done.
Right.
To bring this together, like Adam, this is a lot of knowledge right here for our people. This is knowledge I can't give our people.
Okay.
I just can't, right? And I'm a student to them.
How do you break down your belief system or what being a black Hebrew Israelite is for the unacknowledged or the people who haven't really?
Okay, so say regardless of ethnicity, right? Just from the belief perspective. So for us as Hebrew Israelites, we don't really like the term black Hebrew Israelites.
Okay.
Because like the Jewish man, it's almost like saying the N-word in the derogatory fashion. So you might see the abbreviation BHI or black Hebrew Israelite. So we just say either Israelite or Hebrew Israelite.
Well, y'all don't put black in front of it.
No, we don't put
y'all
black
don't like to acknowledge the black.
Not that we all black.
Yeah.
But we don't like to acknowledge black Hebrew Israelite because there is no term white Hebrew Israelite.
Gotcha. So they're trying to, they're trying to isolate.
Their way, right. That's their way to radicalize us.
To make you a splinter group.
Right. To make it seem like we have no right or authority to the Bible, to the Torah, to Tanakh, or anything like that. So we just say Israelite, or some people may say Hebrew Israelite because we speak Hebrew.
TDE.
Okay.
He from Nickerson Garden Bounty Hunters for real. I seen something the other day. You got Grape Street Watts, Bounty Hunter, Bloods, PJ Watts. Them the three main projects over there. SZA is one of his artists.
Okay.
I watched him take 30 or 40 tickets. He went to all the projects, the Crip projects, got the children, the gangbangers, not the little ones, the gangbangers. Gave them all tickets and brought them all together. And they went to that SZA concert. These is people that see each other and will kill each other on sight. Top dog from TDE.
And you know what that says?
He took all the youth to the SZA concert, his artists. He's utilizing what he has control of and brought them together. And I guarantee you, those people, those kids start following each other. Now they know each other. They laughed and joked. They danced and partied, right? He had them VIP seats. So I know I talk about a lot of things that we don't do.
Right.
But some of the things we do, we need to talk about because we are naturally, our black people, competitive.
Right.
We are competitors. So I challenge myself and the rest of you brothers out here, us sisters, that have a platform, some say-so in the situation, like Top Dog just did. I want to see you go back to these communities and let's try to bring them together.
And you know what that shows? They're not killers. Like what that shows, if he can grab them who at one time they're around each other, they will fight, shoot, whatever it is, but then now they're not doing it because of this opportunity, then that just means they just need opportunity. And if you give these brothers and sisters their opportunities, they can do anything. You just talked about how you smart. In my everybody in the neighborhood, even if they're in the greatest killer you can think of on the planet, they're still smart and intelligent. And so all they're lacking is opportunities.
And I'm glad you keep saying that word. And this is why when y'all call me and say, why you fuck with Adam, Wack? He's this, he's that. We only at this table on this platform because he gave me the opportunity to run my play. This is why.
You could have filmed this at the Boys Club.
Yeah, but guess what? Your platform, believe it or not, is a platform that people flock to, right? Because I feel like
that the Bloods and Crips did more damage than
I can't lie. I could have focused on that, but I had to, dealing with everything else. You pick up this slang, you start to become a different mode.
Right.
Okay, can we follow that thread?
Yeah.
Very acclaimed black intellectual Charleston White has had some things to say about that gang topic. He said that American gangs, the Bloods and the Crips, are way more effective than the Ku Klux Klan ever was in terms of basically destroying the fabric of black culture. Can we get some thoughts on that? I'd love to know what everybody says about that.
I will put them, listen, and I like the way you came with that because it need to be addressed.
I would just love to know.
Even though it was a white guy's ploy, Blood, we better not catch you at that school. Cuz we better not catch you at that park. We turn around and segregate ourselves. Literally, it's literally places where people say, man, don't go over there, the Bloods over there, or the Pirus over there, or the Crips is over here. Earlier today, when you told me, I said, y'all going to where? I said, you can't go over there, right? So it's kind of like, and like, I was a part of that problem, right? And I don't fight Charleston White on that. Because I feel like
that the Bloods and Crips did more damage.
Because
than
I can't lie. When I get up and I leave my home, and I'm going places, if I see a group of white people, right, I don't think problem. Right. But if I see a group of black people, I prepare myself that it might be a problem.
I disagree with that, because after Dr. King died in 1968, and there were a lot of uprisings going on in this country. Black people were fighting back against white supremacy, and that was a threat to this society. And the federal government, the FBI, put out memos. They had the COINTELPRO program, and they said, hey, we can't have this stuff going on. We got to do something about these black youths. They're too smart. They're getting on cold with each other, and they're fighting against us. The thing is, you create these circumstances to put these people in. And when you create certain circumstances, of course, people are going to act out a certain way with economic deprivation. On top of that, in the 1970s, they deliberately started to put these psychopatric drugs in the black community. During the 70s, Tookie and Raymond Washington and all those guys, they were all on Sherm sticks and acid. That's why they were doing a lot of that crazy stuff. And not to excuse it, because you don't have to do that, but you don't have to put the drugs in the communities either. So we have to look at everything in the full context. How would these brothers act if it weren't for the drugs deliberately put in there, if it weren't for the economic deprivation, and if it weren't for the racial targeting? So there's the system of white supremacy that's governing all of this stuff.
Blacks killing blacks is an act of civil war. And yes, we do harm to each other, but there ain't a greater murderer on the planet than the white man.